You can't go bash your teammates and hurt your team. You got to learn self-control. Very few people just wake up one day and are champions. Nobody does it. And then you start to win, it's to win and win.
Всем привет! С вами подкаст Русского дома. Подкаст о трендах, открытиях, достижениях и традициях русскоговорящего мира. Сегодня мы поговорим о том, как спорт и активный образ жизни влияют на формирование жизненных ценностей. Будем беседовать с Джеффри Монсоном, российским спортсменом, общественным деятелем, депутатом Государственного собрания Республики Башкортостан. What inspired you to work with young people?
So when I was young, when I was 2, my father died in an accident. And so I didn't have a male role model father growing up. And my mom remarried, but he was abusive. He didn't love me. He was not my father. So I didn't have any guidance. And then I found sport, and I found like some coaches like helped me. And I moved a lot in different places, and so it was always changing. And I started to understand when I got older the importance of the men, the coaches who like helped me out, and I understood how important it was for a child to have like support. I saw a lot of abuse. I saw a lot of problems with children, and coming from a lot of abuse myself, and also being a problem, being a bad kid, I understood like the support that kids need. So I thought, man, I'm good at this. I know this situation. I've been in this situation. So I think it's my responsibility to help kids.
What role did sports play in your own upbringing and personal development?
It was a lifesaver, literally. I was a terrible kid. I didn't have very many friends. I fought all the time. I wasn't good. I didn't pay attention in school, didn't get good marks. I had bad relationships with everybody, except for my mother. And I found sport, and in sport at first I was bad. I was a bad kid. I wasn't a good teammate. But it taught me discipline. It taught me to work good with others. It gave me some friends. I had to listen to the coaches, and it really was a lifesaver. It changed, and then I started getting confidence in myself, because at first I wasn't so good at sport, but as I continued and got better and better, then my confidence grew, and I felt better about myself. And when you feel good about yourself, it's easier to be nicer to other people. When you feel like, oh, I can do this well, or I'm good at this. I feel nice, so I'm going to be nice to other people.
How can modern teenagers be motivated to strive for self-improvement?
This comes from guidance, and it's from parents or peers, like other teenagers, like doing sport. Even like the heroes you see, like are so many Russian like champions in UFC and Bellator now, ONE FC. It inspires young people because they see them as heroes, like Khabib, like, oh my God, he's champion, undefeated. Chimaev's now, and like young people see this and they want to be like this. And so this, if they get support from home, from their parents, from coaches, and they see their heroes be champions, then this is a very good way to get the kids motivated to. But I think really the best way is when they see champions, when they see young Russian athletes become champions. They're like, man, I can do this too. He can do it. He worked hard, and it gives me motivation to do it. I think that's the best motivation for kids.
In your opinion, how can sports and active lifestyle help in youth development?
Kids need some kind of activities, need like either sport, it could be shakmat, chess, it could be anything, dancing, but they need something in their life besides just, if they don't have support, if they don't have guidance, like that's like, for example, sport or an activity provides, then they're going to find something to fill their time. And if it's not an activity like art or like I said, chess or sport or some constructive activity, they're going to find something else. They're going to find like hanging out with their friends at the mall, smoking, um, like trying crazy stuff, not like trying to be part of a group or something like that. So maybe like doing like drugs or doing something that drinking that they maybe not want to do or maybe normally wouldn't do, but to try to be part of a group they're doing. And they're just without guidance, without some activity, like giving them motivation to do something, they're going to find some other activity. And this activity could be like bad.
What qualities do you prioritize developing in teenagers?
The activities in sport like teach a lot of things. They teach discipline. Like you have to have discipline, not just discipline like listening. That's one thing. You're listening to your coach, you follow, but you have to go to practice. For example, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, one of the practices, you have to get up, you have to go to practice, you have to catch the bus, take the taxi, or walk to practice. You have to get there on time. You have to try hard. You have to prepare. It teaches you teamwork. Every sport, even like wrestling or MMA, where it's an individual sport, you have teammates that teach you. You have teammates that you spar with, you practice with, that you work on. You can't go bash your teammates and hurt your team. You got to learn self-control. You have to learn how to be good teammates. You have to learn to support one another. You receive support, but you give support too. This is like really important. This is good character. In order to succeed, you have to train hard. You have to try hard in sport. Very few people just wake up one day and are champions. Nobody does this. Sometimes bad things happen to you. You get sick. You get a bad mark in school. You get somebody fights you or hits you at school, or somebody, you have bad thing, you get in an accident in a car. Something in your life is going to be bad happen, and how you're going to respond to this. Well, in sport, you're going to lose. Even Khabib lost when he was young. Like people will lose, and what you're going to do when you lose, you have to learn to deal with this. You have to learn like disappointments when bad things happen. Okay, why did this happen? Okay, because of this and that. Okay, how can I change that? What can I do next time to improve my chances not lost? Like, okay, what can I do better? What can I do better? And imagine that you lose, you're disappointed, and then you train harder, practice harder, and then you start to win, and win. What kind of person is that? That loses, and then fights, learns, like gets extra practice, does everything he needs to do to get better, and then starts to win. That is a champion, and not only a champion in sport. That person will become a champion in life, because whether that's he's in work or having problems with his family or having problems, maybe he's in politics, he'll be able to deal with the losing, the disappointments, and learn how to respond in a positive way and like overcome the difficulties.
What personal projects or initiatives do you plan to pursue in this field in the near future?
Opening my sports schools for children, jiu-jitsu, MMA sports schools. So we've opened 31 in Russia so far. Krasnogorsk, Moscow, Kazan, all of Bashkortostan, Cream, the different places. But we're also going to open these schools. Now we're starting to open these schools abroad in Africa, Mongolia, Venezuela, North Korea, China, Iraq. So this is our next goal. So in the next few weeks, we'll be opening these free. All these schools are free. And the initiative is to provide sport and provide activities for kids and give them like confidence, like learn a new activity, make them physically stronger, mentally stronger. So this is my goal. I like sports. Sports were a big part of my life, and now it's my turn to give back to the kids.
What is the most memorable moment you had working with youth in Russia?
The most memorable moment was in Lugansk. So I went and taught a master class, and actually I taught a master class. So a man who knew a little bit of judo, and he got a hold of me and said, "Man, can you come to our school? Our school got bombed. Our school got destroyed. So now we're in the basement, and we just have like one mat. It's not really a school, but can you come?" So I did a master class, and I met the kids. And then since then we've actually opened my school there, in Lugansk. But the kids' reaction, like they came and hugged me afterwards, and they were so excited. I mean, we still heard the bombings outside, not close to us, but we still heard like shells from Ukraine being like shot over in Lugansk while these kids are practicing. So they were, and their school had already been destroyed like by a bomb, and so they knew that there was risk. But these kids like love sports so much, they wanted to do an activity so much that they, despite all the war going on around them, despite all the problems with the sanctions and not having their families not having money or not having anything, they still love sports enough. They still had the desire, the motivation to come and train and do the best they could. So this inspired made me cry because I saw these kids like they lost everything, but they were still happy. They're still motivated, and they're so excited to do sport. And I think about this sometimes when I feel lazy, I'm tired, I don't want to go train, and I think, man, these kids would love the opportunity to go train every day, not worry about being bombed, have a school to train at, and I'm feeling sorry for myself for complaining about having to get up and go train when these kids would love the opportunity to do this. So this moment inspired me.
And my last question for today is, what advice would you give to young people who are searching for their path in life?
Two things that are important. One, try many things. Don't just go, oh, I'm going to do wrestling and that's it. Like, try many things. Do football, do wrestling, do like dancing, do shakman, do different things, and find not just one interest, not one thing you have interested in, but several things. And yeah, if you want to concentrate on one thing, like, oh, wrestling's my thing, or MMA is my thing, or I really like to be artist. Okay, do that, but don't limit yourself to one activity. Do many activities. Make yourself more diverse so you're able to do more things and have many interests. That's number one. And number two, we've touched on this already a little bit, is you will lose. You will absolutely lose. You will have disappointments. You will probably, if it's sport, you're going to get injured sometimes. Even if it's football, you're going to get injured. Basketball, you're going to get injured. You're going to lose. You're not always going to have success. Even when you train hard, even when you try hard, sometimes somebody's going to be better than you. But don't stop. Get up. When you fall down, when you fail, there's a reason you failed. It's because you weren't good enough for some reason. Maybe not try hard enough. Maybe some new technique that you need to learn. Maybe you need to train a different way. Maybe you're doing something wrong. Maybe you just need more time to practice. Many reasons. But figure out why. Be honest with yourself why it happened, and improve. Use this opportunity. It's an opportunity. It's not a failure. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to learn about yourself. If you win, you think everything's perfect, but even when you win, it's not perfect. But when you lose, you understand, there's a problem. I have to fix this problem. And it makes you concentrate on that problem. It makes you, if you want to get better, it gives you the opportunity to find the problem easier. So my advice is, don't give up. You're going to fall, and use this as not as something to be sad about or something to be angry about, but think of it as an opportunity, a learning opportunity to make yourself better.
That was very interesting. Thank you for your participation.